be more stagnated, like maybe I'm where I stopped at.
Mm-hmm.
And, to people that might be there, they might think that's falling off.
The courtroom doors slammed shut, and in that split second, the entire atmosphere changed. Reporters stopped whispering. Cameras froze mid-flash. Even the deputies looked tense, because everyone inside that building knew something historic was about to happen. After nearly 2 years of chaos, arrests, public meltdowns, viral fights, courtroom close calls, the moment had finally arrived. And when the judge cleared his throat and began reading the final decision, the name that echoed through the chamber felt heavier than ever. Chrisean Rock, no warnings. No dramatic pauses. Just a sentence that insiders are calling career-ending. Sources inside the courtroom say you could actually hear someone gasp when the words remanded immediately were spoken. One reporter claimed her legal team looked blindsided. Another swore Chrisean whispered, "This can't be happening," under her breath before deputies stepped closer. Outside, fans who had been live streaming the hearing in real time suddenly went silent. And then the internet exploded, because this wasn't supposed to end like this. For years, critics accused the system of going easy on her. Probation deals, second chances, court dates rescheduled. But today felt different. Today felt final. And what makes this even more shocking, a mysterious piece of evidence reportedly introduced at the last second, something no blog, no gossip page, no insider had hinted at. Was it a leaked recording? A private message? A witness no one expected? All we know is this: when the gavel hit, it didn't just close a case. It may have closed an era. And what happened in those final 10 minutes inside that courtroom is about to send shockwaves through the entire celebrity world. The tension inside the courthouse didn't just build, it detonated. By the time Chrisean Rock was escorted through the side entrance, cameras were already screaming her name. Reporters were pushing past barricades. And fans were crying like they already knew the ending would hurt. She walked in wearing a calm expression, but insiders swear her hands were trembling. Not the confident, unbothered energy she posts on Instagram. This was different. This was real. For nearly 2 years, she had danced on the edge of consequences. Grand theft auto allegations, assault charges, drug possession, court dates missed, probation conditions ignored. The pattern was public. The chaos was viral. But somehow, she kept walking away. Critics said she was lucky. Supporters said she was misunderstood. But today, there was no filter, no live stream, no edit button. And just before the judge entered, something happened that changed everything. A prosecutor walked in carrying a thin, sealed envelope. Not thick, not dramatic, just one small envelope that instantly had defense attorneys whispering and flipping through their notes. According to a courtroom staffer, whatever was inside that envelope had not been presented before. It wasn't part of the original filing. It wasn't leaked to blogs. It was new. Then came the whisper that started spreading row by row. There's audio. Minutes later, the courtroom speakers crackled to life. A shaky voice filled the room. A voice that sounded eerily familiar. Allegedly, Chrisean's the date stamp was recent. The tone was frantic. "I told you, they watching me," the voice said. "If this goes left, I'm not going down alone." Gasps. Audible ones. Her legal team immediately objected, but the judge allowed a portion to be played. And that's when the second voice came in, distorted, unidentified. "You should have handled it when I told you to. Now it's too late." Too late for what? The prosecution argued the recording proved she knowingly violated probation terms and attempted to interfere with an ongoing investigation. The defense insisted it was taken out of context. But context didn't matter in that moment. What mattered was perception. And perception was shifting fast. Outside, social media caught fire. Within minutes, Chrisean's sentence began trending. TikTok creators went live. Twitter threads exploded. One viral post read, "This is the fall of an era." Another accused the court of targeting her unfairly. Fan pages split into digital warfare. Some blamed Blueface, claiming his influence from behind bars somehow triggered this avalanche. Others said this was inevitable, that chaos always collects its debt. But it wasn't just the audio. Right before closing arguments, the judge referenced a continued pattern of reckless defiance. He listed incidents like a timeline of destruction: the Oklahoma arrest, the Scottsdale bar fight, the Las Vegas casino confrontation, the backstage altercation at a concert. Each moment once treated like messy celebrity gossip was now being recited as legal evidence. And then the bombshell line: probation was a privilege. It was not respected. Sources say Chrisean's composure cracked right there. A tear slid down her cheek. Not dramatic, not performative, just one tear. But in a silent courtroom, it felt deafening. The prosecution pressed harder, suggesting she failed to complete court-ordered community service and ignored mandatory check-ins. They implied that fame had insulated her from accountability, that she believed she was untouchable. Her attorney countered by painting a picture of a young mother overwhelmed by fame, public scrutiny, and toxic relationships. He referenced her child. He referenced mental health. He referenced growth. But then the judge interrupted. "I have given chances," he said calmly. "The court has been patient." That word patient hung in the air like a warning that patience had expired. Meanwhile, chaos brewed outside the courthouse gates. A live stream caught a heated argument between two fans. One screaming, "Free her!" The other yelling, "She did this to herself." Influencers inserted themselves into the drama, claiming insider knowledge. One blogger posted a blurry screenshot of what they said was a leaked text from someone in her camp. "We weren't prepared for this." Not prepared for what? Because insiders insist there was more happening behind the scenes. Just days before sentencing, Chrisean had gone public with her new relationship with Titan Newton. Photos of them kissing flooded Instagram. He was seen wearing one of her diamond chains, smiling, confident, supportive. But court insiders claim prosecutors subtly referenced that relationship, questioning whether she had truly been focused on meeting probation requirements. The implication was clear: distractions over discipline. Then came another twist. A courtroom observer reported seeing a familiar face seated quietly in the back rowsome, allegedly connected to an ongoing Oklahoma investigation, tied to her earlier charges. The presence alone sparked whispers that additional legal trouble could follow depending on today's outcome. And as closing statements wrapped, the judge asked one final question directly to Chrisean. "Do you have anything you would like to say before sentencing?" The room froze. She stood slowly. Her voice trembled, but didn't break. "I'm not perfect," she said, "but I'm not who they make me out to be. I'm trying. For a moment, it almost felt like redemption might slip through the cracks again. But then the judge began reading, each word measured, each sentence heavier than the last due to repeated violations, failure to comply, and newly presented evidence. There it was again. This court finds that continued probation is no longer appropriate. Her attorney's shoulders dropped. Fans watching online started typing in all caps. And then the phrase that shattered everything: "The defendant is hereby remanded into custody, effective immediately." Immediate custody. Deputies stepped forward. Someone in the gallery shouted, "No." Another voice yelled her name. Reporters scrambled for angles. The sound of cuffs clicking echoed louder than it should have. Chrisean reportedly turned her head toward the back of the courtroom as if searching for someone. Was it family? A friend? A former lover? No one knows. But one lip reader online claims she mouthed 3 words before being escorted out. "Watch what happens." Watch what happens. Cryptic, ominous, defiant, as she disappeared through the side door. Her phone, previously silent, suddenly lit up online. A scheduled Instagram story posted automatically. Black background, white text. They thought this was the end. Within seconds, screenshots went viral. Within seconds, screenshots went viral. Was it pre-planned? A coincidence? Or a calculated move anticipating the worst? And just when the internet thought it couldn't get wilder, an anonymous account leaked what they claimed was a private DM between Chrisean and someone labeled only as Jay. The message read, "If they flip, everything flips." Everything flips. The speculation spiraled instantly. What does she know? Who else is involved? Was this sentencing purely about probation violations or part of something deeper? Legal analysts on YouTube began dissecting the audio clip. Some argued it was damaging. Others said it was circumstantial. But one former prosecutor made a chilling prediction. If that recording leads to obstruction charges, this is just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Back at the courthouse, deputies cleared the area as tensions rose. A small group of fans refused to leave, chanting her name. Meanwhile, a rival influencer went live, claiming to have insider confirmation that Oklahoma authorities were preparing a detainer request. If true, that could mean transfer, more time, more consequences. And then came the final twist of the day. A respected entertainment journalist posted a single tweet. "You haven't heard the full audio." Not the full audio, according to that tweet. What played in court was only a portion. The rest, allegedly sealed, possibly explosive, possibly implicating others. Within minutes, conspiracy theories multiplied. Was someone else in legal danger? Was this connected to financial disputes? To management contracts? To past altercations that were quietly settled? The questions outnumbered the answers. But one fact was undeniable. Chrisean Rock did not walk out of that courtroom. Frida, as night fell, the jail intake photo began circulating. No glam, no filters. Just reality, yet even behind bars, her name dominated every trending chart, every blog headline, every gossip channel. And just before midnight, a second mysterious Instagram post appeared, this time from a close friend's account. Loyalty being tested. Truth coming soon. Truth about what? Because if insiders are right, today's sentence didn't just end probation. It may have triggered a chain reaction. No one is ready for Dot. And if the full recording leaks, the fallout could reach far beyond one courtroom. The jail intake photo hadn't even finished circulating before the second shockwave hit. At exactly 6:42 a.m., an anonymous email landed in the inboxes of 3 major gossip blogs. The subject line read, "Full audio unedited." Attached was a file allegedly containing the complete version of the courtroom recording that had only been partially played before sentencing. Within minutes, word spread that what the judge allowed the public to hear was only the tip of something far more explosive. And when that full clip started leaking in fragments online, the internet didn't just react, it combusted. The voice, believed to be Chrisean Rock, sounded more frantic than the courtroom version suggested. "I kept my mouth shut, like you said," the voice allegedly states. "Don't act brand new now. We all know what really happened in Vegas." Vegas, that single word detonated timelines because fans immediately connected it to the infamous casino altercation. Months ago, the one that had seemed chaotic but isolated at the time. Now, people were asking a darker question. Was there more to that night than a viral scuffle? The second voice on the tape, still distorted, responds with something even more chilling. "You were supposed to take the fall clean. That was the deal. Take the fall. Deal. Those 2 words sent conspiracy threads into overdrive. Was there an agreement? Was someone shielding someone else? And if so, who? By mid-morning, reaction videos had already crossed 1 million views. Influencers dissected every syllable. Amateur audio engineers claimed the distortion was intentional. One viral TikTok insisted the second voice matched someone from her management circle. Another claimed it sounded eerily similar to an associate of Blueface. And then Blueface's name began trending alongside hers. From inside his own incarceration, a cryptic post appeared on his official X account. I warned y'all. Chess, not checkers. Chess. The comments section spiraled into digital warfare. Was he implying strategy? Betrayal? Revenge? Or was it just trolling at the worst possible moment? Meanwhile, sources close to Chrisean claim she was placed on limited communication after the audio leak began circulating. One insider alleges she made a phone call that morning and could be heard sobbing, saying, "They flipped it on me." That wasn't how it was supposed to go. Not how what was supposed to go. As speculation intensified, another bombshell surfaced. A legal blogger posted screenshots of what appeared to be sealed Oklahoma court documents referencing potential additional co-defendants. The names were redacted, but the existence of possible co-defendants shifted the narrative from reckless celebrity to something more coordinated. Was she covering for someone? Or was she the one being set up? Then came the social media meltdown no one saw coming. Titan Newton, the new boyfriend whose public romance had sparked headlines days before sentencing, suddenly deleted every photo of Chrisean from his Instagram. No caption, no explanation. Just gone. Fans noticed instantly. Within an hour, Titan left her was trending. Some accused him of abandoning her at her lowest. Others speculated he had been advised by his university to distance himself from the scandal. A campus sports blog even hinted at internal discussions regarding reputational concerns. By afternoon, a shaky live video surfaced allegedly showing Titan leaving a gym parking lot. While being asked, "Are you still with her?" he didn't answer. He just drove off. Silence can be louder than statements. Back in Los Angeles, another layer of drama unfolded. Jonathan Porter Sr., who had previously posted the eviction footage, went live again. This time, his tone was sharper. "Don't drag my son into this mess," he said. Some people made their own bed. But viewers quickly pointed out something odd in the background of his live stream. A stack of legal-looking papers partially visible on a table. When someone in the comments asked about them, he abruptly ended the stream. Moments later, a screenshot zooming into those papers went viral. Was it coincidence? Or confirmation that more legal moves were happening behind closed doors? As night approached, the celebrity reactions began pouring in. Subtle but pointed. A female rapper tweeted, "Industry B smiling in your face while sharpening knives." Another artist posted, "Loyalty contracts don't protect you from karma." Even comparisons resurfaced to Remy Ma and her past incarceration. But legal commentators were quick to clarify this. Situation felt less straightforward and more layered with potential conspiracy. Then came the most emotionally explosive moment yet. A leaked jail call, brief, raw, and devastating. In the clip, a voice believed to be Chrisean whispers, "They think I'm the only one. I'm not." The person on the other end responds, "Stop talking." Their recording call ends abruptly. Stop talking. They're recording. If authentic, that single exchange could change everything. Because it suggests awareness. It suggests fear. And it suggests she may believe others share responsibility for whatever's truly happened. But the legal system doesn't operate on viral sympathy. Late that evening, a courthouse insider revealed prosecutors were reviewing online leaks carefully. The full audio circulating is verified. It could prompt further charges, potentially obstruction or conspiracy. Conspiracy. That word alone was enough to send fans into panic mode. Outside the jail facility, small crowd gathered with candles. Some praying, some live streaming. One fan screamed, "Expose them!" as cameras rolled. And just when the narrative felt maxed out, another twist dropped. An entertainment journalist published a report claiming a reality network had quietly paused development on a planned docuseries centered around Chrisean's redemption arc. The show had allegedly been in early talks before sentencing. If true, that means millions in potential income just evaporated overnight. Financial pressure, legal pressure, public pressure, it was collapsing from every direction. But here's where it gets even more unsettling. A cybersecurity blogger claimed the original anonymous email that distributed the full audio was routed through a server previously connected to a music industry PR firm. No direct proof, just digital breadcrumbs. But enough to ignite another theory: was someone professionally orchestrating this leak? If so, why now? Was the goal to protect themselves? To shift blame? Or to ensure she remained the sole focus? Inside her circle, silence grew louder. Close friends stopped posting. Management accounts went dark. Even longtime defenders avoided commentary. Isolation can feel heavier than bars. And then, just before midnight, a new Instagram story appeared from a private account rumored to belong to someone extremely close to her. Black screen, white text. She kept secrets for people who wouldn't do the same. Within minutes, screenshots flooded every platform. Kept secrets. For who? If the whispers are true, the prosecution may not be finished. Additional hearings could be scheduled depending on what investigators uncover from the leaked material. Oklahoma authorities are reportedly monitoring developments closely. This might not be the final sentence. It might be the opening chapter of something far more complex. As of tonight, Chrisean Rock remains behind bars. No official statement. No press conference. Just fragments of audio, cryptic posts, deleted photos, and a fan base divided between heartbreak and suspicion. But one thing is undeniable. The story doesn't feel complete. Because if the full audio proves she wasn't acting alone, if sealed documents unmask additional names, if someone in her orbit decides to talk to protect themselves, the fallout could stretch far beyond one celebrity. And as the internet refreshes, waiting for the next leak, one chilling possibility hangs in the air. What if the sentencing wasn't the end? What if it was leverage? If you thought this story was over, you haven't been paying attention. Because what we just uncovered, that's only what's been allowed to surface. The sealed documents, the full audio, the deleted photos, the cryptic posts. None of this feels accidental. None of this feels finished. And if even half of those leaked recordings are real, then what's coming next could shake the entire industry. This isn't just celebrity gossip anymore. This feels like a domino effect waiting to fall. So here's the question. Are you watching history unfold? Or are you missing the biggest unraveling of the year? Because the moment another audio clip drops, the second a new name gets exposed, the instant someone from her inner circle decides to talk, everything changes again. And trust me, when that happens, you're going to want to already be here. Hit like if you think there's more to this story than the court admitted. Comment right now. Is this justice, betrayal, or a setup? I'm reading everything. And subscribe immediately because the next update could land without warning. And when it does, it won't just be shocking, it'll be explosive. Don't wait until the truth is trending. Be ahead of it.